5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
You are listening to The Bad Boy Radio Show with Mr. Locario and Miles Cunningham. This is that real shit, not that fake shit. The only radio show that's not afraid to tell you the truth about the game. This is The Bad Boy Radio Show. Remember, the truth is inside you.
Interesting question. This is real quick. So, this guy says, "What up, bro? How do I make sure I don't waste my time without being too direct, telling her I don't want to waste my time?" Okay, I'm gonna say that again. He says, "What up, bro? How do I make sure I don't waste my time without being too direct, telling her I don't want to waste my time?" Right? Now, this is the funny part about it. So basically saying, how do I tell a woman, or how do I display or convey to a woman that I don't want to waste my time without being too direct about waste? See, and that's why your time's going to get wasted. You're here to be direct. So there's no way to let a girl know you don't want your time wasted without being direct about letting her know you don't want your time wasted.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Now, again, direct doesn't always mean you verbally have to say something. You understand what I'm saying? I think a lot of people, they think that now being verbal about it that's the most precise way of being direct. You understand what I'm saying? That's the clearest way of being direct, but you can also be direct with your actions. Either way, you're conveying, either through actions or speech, that you want a certain thing to go down and that you want a certain thing to occur. And so therefore the woman reacts to that. And then therefore she's not going to waste your time if she has something to react to. But the problem is a lot of guys, they're so indirect all the time about what they say and what they do. And then this is where they get a lot of time wasted. And the reason why they're so indirect is because they're scared of rejection. They're scared to lose the situation, or they think that they're not gonna, they think that being too direct is gonna make the girl, is gonna scare her off. You understand what I'm saying? And see, what a lot of guys don't understand is that when you're trying to tiptoe around all these types of situations, that's the thing that's really wasting your time.
Right.
It's the tiptoeing around the actual circumstance and situation that causes you to put more time in. And then when you don't get the result you want, then you're like, damn, I didn't spend all that time talking to this chick on the phone, conversing with her, going back and forth with her. And that's your fault for not being direct in the first place, because you thought being direct was going to scare her off. And you thought that tiptoeing was going to sort of drag it out to the point where she'd come around, or she'll start to want to fuck with you. You understand what I'm saying? Now, there are situations where, certain things like that can occur. It's not like that's impossible. But see, you have to have a very, very, very heightened awareness of dealing with women to even know if the woman is the type of girl to where you wouldn't even need to spend time to do that. You understand what I'm saying? To where you can get it to that next step or to that next level. You see what I mean? And even then, you have to, and this gets even a little deeper, even then you have to do certain things in certain steps and then reassess those steps to get to the next step. So what I mean is this. Let's say you're talking to a girl and you flirting with her and she's flirting back, right? But you notice that she's not all the way in, meaning that she's not 100% like ready to get down sexually or whatever it is like that, right? So that would mean that you would need to do some more seducing, right? Now, once you start to try to seduce the chick, what's going to happen is that what you're looking for is there progress happening while you're seducing the girl? You understand what I'm saying? Is she moving closer into you, or is the situation progressing to the next step? So for example, let's say you was at a bar or a club or some shit and you talking to some girl, you're flirting and all this other stuff, right? And then you see that she's flirting with you, but she's still kind of not all the way there, not all the way 100% in. But then you say to her, you start flirting with her a little more, getting her a little more riled up, and you say, hey, come over here. Let's go to the back of this room right here in the club, or let's go to this back portion right now. So now you see it's progressing, right? Because she's following you back there where it's more secluded, right? Now that you're back there where it's more secluded, that's one step you got. Now, once you got to that step, you still need to get her to the next step, which is getting her out the fucking club. So you got to go from being in the back of the club where it's secluded to getting her out the fucking club. You understand what I'm saying? So there's all these steps you got to do. Then you get her out the club, try to get her back to your crib. You get her back to the crib. Are we fucking? You understand what I'm saying? All these different things. And then in each step, she can say no. In each step, she could call it a day. In each step, she could be gone. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So when you're saying, is there a way to, let her girl know that I don't want to waste my time without directly doing it? You understand what I'm saying? If you're too indirect, what's going to happen is it's going to be hard to get to those steps. And even if you do get to those steps, it's going to be even harder to get to the next step because you're not really being direct about what you're trying to do. And then within each of those situations, she can just flip it and be like, I don't know, I'm not, blah, 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 I got to go, it's getting late, but all that other stupid shit. Now you wasted a whole night on this one girl that you could have seen if she was down, if you were more direct from the jump. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Which I don't get about the whole situation. See, the problem is this, and I'm going to say this before we go on break, because this is very, very important. Very, very important. The problem is this. Most guys, and this is why I always talk about high interest, medium interest, low interest, and all this other stuff. Most guys, when they deal with women, you're mostly dealing with women who have medium to low interest, right? So now, you can get a woman who has medium to low interest to start having higher interest in you if your seduction skills is on point. That can happen. The problem with that is that most of the time, what's usually going to happen is that nothing's going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? That's usually what's going to happen most of the time. Meaning that the girls that you're trying to seduce, unless you're really good at seduction, most of the time, you're not going to get her. You understand what I'm saying? This is why I tell guys to focus more on the women who have higher interest in you. This is why we tell guys, charge these chicks to the game if they're wasting time, because usually if you dive deeper into trying to get her and seduce and all this other stuff, most of the time you're not going to get her. Now, why is it that most of the time you're not going to get her? Well, one, because she doesn't really have that much interest in you anyway, right? And by you giving her and showing her more attention, right? That already fills her up to where she doesn't have to do anything else more. And she doesn't have to do anything else more because you gave her all the attention. And because she's not highly interested in you anyway, there's no incentive for her to do anything more because she's not that interested in you in the first place. Now, the thing that happens, though, is that if you're good at seduction, what happens is that the attention that you're giving her, what's happening is that simultaneously you are seducing her. So the attention you're giving her is happening at the same time as the seduction, and therefore that increases or heightens her interest, which makes her want to fuck with you. The problem is most guys aren't that good at seduction. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times being able to seduce women, that takes more of an advanced type of guy who's been around a few women before and actually been in those situations. But what most guys will do instead is they'll spend more time with the woman, but the time that they're spending is not seductive. So all you're giving her is attention. You understand what I'm saying? Because everything you're going to be giving her is attention, but is your attention filled with seduction or is it non-seductive? And most guys, what happens is they get with a medium interest woman or a low interest woman and give her a bunch of non-seductive attention, and then therefore that's why they don't get the girl. You understand what I'm saying? The guys who know how to seduce, they're also giving the woman attention because you have to give a woman attention to seduce. But because the seduction is so tight, that influences the girl to want to fuck with you. You understand what I'm saying? But again, all that is more work, more time, more energy. But what he's asking is, how do I do certain things to not let a girl waste my time? Your time is going to be wasted in most cases if you're being indirect and if you're trying to seduce a chick and you don't know how to seduce her, and then that girl's not going to really want to make anything happen anyway. This is why a lot of times if you notice, you'll be with chicks who are kind of like in the middle, And if the more you try to get at her, you be like, oh, let me, she flaked, or let me try to get it again, or let me try to hit her up. You notice most of the time it goes nowhere. If guys really thought about the times when they try to get at girls who aren't really reciprocating, usually it goes nowhere. Now, there are times where it does go somewhere, but most of the time it doesn't. And again, because that's them not being able to know how to seduce, and all of their attention is non-seductive. You understand what I'm saying? So now she's like, oh, I got all this attention. This is great. I don't got to do nothing else more. And her mind is she's thinking, well, thanks for all the attention you gave me. I appreciate that. You have a good day. You feel what I'm saying? Listen, trust me, I've been there plenty of times where you out with a chick, or you out with your boys, you might meet a chick at a bar, at a club, whatever, right? And you notice you spent like an hour, maybe 2 hours talking to this girl, flirting with this girl, trying to make something happen. And sometimes the chick won't even kiss you. You understand what I'm saying? You won't even get a number. And you're like, damn, what the fuck? Or she might give you the number, and then when you call her, nothing happens. You understand what I'm saying? And you're like, damn, I spent all this time with this woman and nothing happened. I spent all this time and nothing happened. and that's because she wasn't really feeling you like that. And all the time you spent with her, you didn't really seduce the situation to get her interest and get her to get more interested in you. And so therefore nothing happens. You see what I'm saying? So the original question is, how do you let a chick know you don't want your time wasted by not being direct about getting your time wasted? You can't. You understand what I'm saying? You have to have some sort of direct interaction, conversation, energy towards you letting the girl know, hey, I want to smash. I want to, I'm interested in having sex with you. I want to hook up with you. Either you can say that verbally, or you could say that through your actions. You flirting with her, you have her in your arms, you're kissing up on her, she's kissing you, you're letting her know this is what you're trying to do. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
But Miles, what's your thoughts on all that?
Only thing I have to say is stop being a pussy, like, you know what I'm saying? Stop being scared, like, because again, these guys, they just want to hold on to everything. Right. They don't want to quote unquote lose a chick or scare her away, or make her feel uncomfortable to the point where she gets turned off. And it's like, listen, man, nobody wants to waste their time.
Right.
If you value your time and she's trying to waste it, then she need to get the fuck up out of here anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like there's really like there's only so much you can do, but you cannot control anyone else's behavior and decision making.
Right.
You can't control it. You can offer her what you came to offer her. You can tell her what your intentions are, and then whatever happens after that is up to life, and whatever happens, you understand? Like that's it. You understand? The most you could do is have a conversation, listen closely to what she likes, and if you're trying to seduce her, which is make the offer of sex, try to incorporate whatever the fuck she like. You understand what I'm saying? So, if she says some shit like, I love peanut butter and jelly, be like, yo, girl, come back to my crib. I'm gonna let you eat peanut butter and jelly off of my chest.
Right, exactly. Right.
You know what I'm saying? Make a joke out of it or whatever.
Right.
The point is, get to the point, because you try not to waste your time.
Exactly.
You understand? And don't be afraid to say the peanut butter and jelly line. And if she don't like it, she'll be like, you know what? I don't think this is gonna work. Say no more, bitch.
Exactly.
Wow. Say no more. It's all good. Like, we're done. I gotta get to the next one. Like, boom. That's how you don't waste your time. You understand?
Right.
Because anybody, like, again, dudes is on this one-itis shit. You understand? That's the thing. Make that I think it stagnates a lot of dudes.
Right.
You understand? Because they get extra worried about every word they say, everything they do, every approach, every this, every that. Like every little detail you get worried, because you're worried about how it's going to affect the situation with this one girl. You understand? You don't have to be worried about anything. Just consider adopting an abundance mindset and be willing to go, do what you got to do, stay on the grind, and go after chick after chick after chick. That's the point.
Right. Right. Facts. Real talk. So guys, listen, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about, is there even a point in getting married? Is there even a point, guys? You feel what I'm saying? So you guys listening to The Bad Boy Show. Thanks for watching, and make sure you click the link below or go straight to patreon.com/mr.locario so you can watch all the other Bad Boy Show episodes. And there's also exclusive stuff on the Patreon. So make sure you guys click the link below or go straight to patreon.com/mr.locario.